when you're on Nas100, guys, I'm gonna start analyzing Nas100 from the weekly time frame. I'm gonna start putting everything with you so that you guys can see what's happening over here. And sorry to not introduce myself, guys. I hope you guys already know me. It's your boy Ger30, guys. So I'm gonna start analyzing Nas100 with you guys. So let me just remove everything, but I still have a problem with my PC. I don't know why my screen is so small. So as you can see, Nas100 from the weekly time frame, guys, we've been going all the way to the downside. We have been pushing all the way to the downside, forming those lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. It seems like we'll see how it plays out from that area. Are we still continuing pushing to the downside, or are we going up? So, guys, if I try to cater for my lowest point and my highest point, I'm gonna have this important key level area over here, which is my highest point over here on Nas100, and on my lowest point I'm gonna be putting it on the over here on my recent lower low. As you can see, like, we've been pushing to the downside, but that doesn't mean Nasdaq can get to this area. It is highly impossible for it to reach that area over there, because the companies that are working on Nasdaq are working on profit. So, but we will see how it plays out. If it respects price action, it might reach to this area, but that's not what I'm looking for right now. So if I cater for a structure, like we have this an ascending type of structure over here, which I can say that is the thing that means Nasdaq to be going all the way to the downside. Guys, can you please mute your microphones? Let me just do this and mute all the microphones. Okay, let's do it. Just, okay, okay, yeah, thank you. Let me go back to my chart. So as I was saying, guys, we just formed this ascending type of structure over here, which on our diagonal supporting trend line, this is what we have over here. We had an ascending type of structure, which we had a breakout, and we had a 90% rule of the structure, which I'm gonna cater for this area. Even if I cater for this one, okay, let me just cater for that one to be realistic. So as you guys can see, guys, we've been pushing to the downside, forming those double tops. As you can see, we had a first double top, a push over here, and a push, forming a mini double top over here, and we still continue pushing to the downside. This tells me that what can happen on Nasdaq is that, let me show you something. If I try to cater for this area over here, we will see that we see the double top that I'm talking about. We see we push to the downside and go back again from a double top, and then we did what? We continue pushing to the downside. So what is currently happening over here on Nasdaq? If I try to cater for this area over here, you might argue that this might also like give us a little push, a little push to the upside. I mean, get to that area and give us that double top that we saw on the past over there, and still continue pushing to the downside. I don't know which arrow did I take. Okay, and still continue coming to reach the 90% rule of the structure. As you guys can see, we didn't really touch the 90% rule of the structure. We had a near miss over here, which the market can come give us a mini double top over here, and still come back again to give us to fulfill the pattern over here, giving us the 90% rule of this ascending type of structure that we see over here on our left hand side over here. I don't know what's happening over here. This ascending type of structure over here. So guys, I don't know what's happening. Is it my network or something? But my PC is kind of running slow right now, so just be patient with what's happening. So as you can see already on the weekly time frame, we have some scenarios that we might get a little push on the lower time frames to fulfill the 90% rule over here. I mean the mini double top over here, and still continue pushing to the downside. So let me just dive to the daily time frame to see what does the daily shows us. So this is what is happening on the daily time frame. We are now working on this area over here. We are now working on this move that is happening over here. This is slow, right? We are now working on this move that is happening over here. So as you guys can see, double top over here, we're still expecting the market to give us a mini double top over here to still continue pushing to the downside, giving us that reaching that 90% rule of that ascending type of structure that we saw on it and on a weekly time frame. So what we can see, what we can expect over here is some sort of a corrective move over here, still pushing to the downside. I mean, say to the upside, getting to that area over there, maybe breaking it, caught the traders on the wrong side of the market. Before we know it, we can start seeing Nasdaq forming that continuation pattern on the 1 hour, remember, and we're still gonna be continue to the downside with it. So let's dive to the 4 hour time frame to see how are we getting to our mini double top that we've been expecting on the weekly time frame. Let's see. Let me just minimize this so that you guys can see. Guys, I don't know. My PC is running slow. Like is even showing me like that. So let me just cater for this area. Like I like to put it where it is so that I can get to understand what is happening. So as you can see, guys, like over here we have a structure. We have an ascending type of structure which I can already see. If I cater for this area over here, taking my trend line to that point to this point over here, going all the way there, we can see that we are having some sort of threat multi-touch confirmations over here, which we have a first touch over here. As you guys can see, I don't know what is happening with my drawing brush, and we have a second touch over here, and we have a third touch on this area over here. So guys, as you can see, we're already having some threat touch on our diagonal support resisting trend line. We're gonna cater for another diagonal supporting trend line over here to see our structure clearly. As you can see, guys, as we've been expecting those as we've been expecting that mini double top from the weekly time frame, we've been expecting something of this nature to come to the downside. But as you can see, when we dive to the 4 hour, you can already see that the market already gave us a pattern over here. It gave us an ascending type of structure with multi-touch confirmation, which we're gonna be looking for something else, but not for the market to reach that area. Remember, it is possible for market to reach that area, but now because of the structure that we have over here, this structure hold like more momentum, so we're going to be looking for selling opportunities inside the structure. But I'll show you on the 1 hour time frame how are we going to be sure that this thing is already dropping, because some things can happen for it to go to the upside, giving us that mini double top and still drop, or it might even break that area, continue pushing to the upside. So let me just go to this. Let me minimize my screen first. Yeah, this is slow. Yo. Okay, let me go to the 60 minutes time frame. So as you can see on the 60 minutes time frame, now we are working on this third touch over here to see how did we got to our first touch. So if I cater for this area over here, you can already see that we had some sort of a pattern over here, which the market happened to like break out of the pattern. As you can see, we broke out impulsively on the 1 hour time frame. What does that mean? It means that when we broke out impulsively, that is a confirmation that we might go to the downside. But for us to take the sell over here is risk. We're gonna be waiting for some sort of some sort of a continuation pattern over here to continue to confirm that we are now looking for those selling opportunities. This is what we're gonna be looking for when the market opens. If we get something of that nature, we're gonna be putting our sell stop. I'll show you. If we get a continuation pattern over there, we're gonna be looking putting our sell stop below the continuation flag and looking at our, let me show you, our stop loss just above and the sell stop below the flag, and still looking for those selling opportunities to the downside, which you're gonna be looking for 4.72%, which is also something else. This is how we're gonna take it, but nothing more similar to this thing. We're not gonna take the sales over here. We're gonna be looking for something else. So this is our first possibilities, a probable move on Nasdaq. So we're gonna also be looking for those possible moves that might also happen on this one over here. So if I try to cater for this area over here, let me say if I try to cater for this trend line and I put it somewhere over here, So if I do something of this nature, we can see that we must still go to that area over here. Let me show you. And I utilize pattern separation over here, which I'm gonna take that trend line to that area and hold this one and take it to the upside over there. You can already see that we can form some sort of an expanding channel. Let me even show you how it is being formed, not the way I draw my trend lines. This is how I got it yesterday when I was playing with price action. I also find out something of this nature might also be possible on Nasdaq. Something of this nature might also happen, which we have an expanding type of structure, which you might also be looking for buying opportunities. What I mean by that, if we get a clear push over here and a continuation pattern, over here, we're gonna be looking for those buying opportunities to the upside, guys. Please, I don't know what's happening with my doing brush, but I can't draw clearly. But I think you guys can understand me. If we get a clear push to the upside and we get a continuation pattern over there, we're gonna be looking for those buying opportunities to reach that mini double top over there. For in case even if we break out of it, and then we're gonna be in this move. Stop loss just above the continuation pattern that you're gonna be getting over there, and still continue pushing to the upside with it. So this is the possible move that can also happen on Nasdaq if we get for those buying opportunities. But now we're gonna be looking for what the bigger time frame are showing us. The bigger time frame are showing us a sell opportunity. So we're gonna go with the bigger time frame because they are the ones that hold more momentum on the market. So I'm gonna leave it like this. And when I leave it like this, I already know what I am looking for when the market opens. I already know what am I looking for. Because if we look over here, we kind of get some sort of I can say a mini double top over there near me. So now our third touch over there and the market prop. So we're gonna be looking for continuation pattern on this area over here where we at before we can take the sales to the downside. So let me quickly go to US30 to show you what is happening with US30 and also what is happening with what is that with Ger30. So someone, for those who trade the zone, you might also put something of this nature and putting like, okay, Nasdaq has to come to this area over here, maybe giving us a retest and still push to the upside, which is also something that is possible because we might get some sort of a move, a clear push over here without even getting a correction over here, getting to that area, tapped in this area and push up to the upside. We're going to be looking forward for that continuation pattern to continue pushing to the upside with it. Then we're going to take it and still go all the way to the upside with it, which is another possible move that can also happen on Nasdaq if we don't get those selling opportunities. But what can happen over here is for the market to come to reach this trend line over here to give us a third touch on our diagonal supporting trend line. As you guys can see, we never had a third touch. We just only had two touches over here. First touch, second touch. We're expecting a third touch over here. So to still continue pushing to the upside or still continue pushing to the downside, reaching the 90% rule of this pattern and the 90% rule of that bigger pattern that we saw on a bigger time frames. So with US30, same thing that I just showed you on Nasdaq is the very same thing that is happening with US30. So guys, US30, I'm gonna also start it on the weekly time frame to even check the weekly candlestick. How do they respond? How do they respond to price action? Let me just maximize my candlesticks over there so that I can see them clearly. Let me just put my market over here on the middle so that I can see very well what's happening with this one. So first, I'm gonna remove like almost everything that I have on the chart over here, so that I can start analyzing it with you. I hope you guys understand me because let me just keep. So I'm gonna start first by analyzing my lowest point and my highest point, as I always do. As you can see, when I analyze every time, I start by putting my lowest point and my highest point to see what is happening within the market. So if I cater for this area over here, for this I can say it is a higher low over here, because I mean a higher high, I mean, then we are now just from the higher high over there. We just from the lower low. Maybe we can push to the upside from another higher high, still going to all the way to the upside. So if I cater for something of this nature, you can already see that, okay, someone might say US30 is now what is that, retesting on this area over here, on this previous resistance over here. Now it is making it a support to continue pushing to the upside. You know, I'm not gonna argue with someone who sees something like this, because something of this nature, it is also possible. Like now your state might be retesting on this area and still pushing to the upside to create new higher highs. Yeah. So we're gonna see that when we go to the lower time frames. So for now, I'm gonna cater for this channel horizontal ray on this area over. I think it's over here. I think it's over there. So on this one, I'm gonna take it like this and go to the daily time frame. Let me check on my left hand side to see if I put it the trend line, the horizontal ray on the right key levels. Yo, this PC is slow, guys. My PC is running slow, low. Okay, this is where it must be. Let me check if some people just want to join or what's happening. Could you Victor? So let me just continue, guys. I was just admitting some people who are still joining the our session over here. So as I said, on US30, we are on our lowest point over here. We should just get to our lowest point and still push it to the upside. So on this one, we're gonna see either are we going all the way to the upside, or we're gonna still continue pushing to the downside, as what we saw on Nasdaq did. So on this one, guys, I'm gonna go to the 4 hour, because on the daily time frame you can already see that there is no pattern that I can utilize over there. But let me show you something on the daily before I can even go there, because some things I might think I see them. I think maybe you guys see them, but maybe not. So let me just show you. If we can cater for something of this nature, someone might argue that, okay, US30 already broke out of the structure. We are now looking for those buying opportunities. But as long as we didn't break this previous lower high over here, we are still below our previous lower high. We might still get to that area on our previous lower high and give us that double top that we saw on Nasdaq, and still continue pushing to the downside to reach again on this area over here, giving us a clear double bottom before we can start looking for those buying opportunities. Because now if we look at the structure over here, we can say we are looking for buying opportunities, but when we look, how did we go up? We don't have any some sort of like a solid pattern to continue pushing to the upside. We don't have any inverse head and shoulder. We're only having any reversal pattern, which is not yet confirmed that we must still be looking for those buying opportunities. So let me just not waste time to and show you what is happening over here. Let me go to the 4. So this is what is happening on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, if I try to cater for this area over here, as you can see, this what is that high low test candle over here, I take it from that area and take it to that area. We can already see that we have a structure over here. We have a pattern. What I mean by that, when I cater for my diagonal supporting trend line, this is what we get. This is what you get. We get some sort of an ascending type of structure, which on our ascending type of structure, we have a first touch over here. I cater for my multi-touch confirmation. Let me not even stop drawing. We have our first touch over here. Ish, guys, what's happening with my channel? Okay, guys, my PC is running slow, but I'm gonna show you. We have a first touch over here, and this is our second touch over here, and we are now onward on our third touch, which is over here. So on our third touch, we are looking for those some sort of reversal structures over here, so that we can capitalize on our sales to the downside. So let me cater for this area very well and cater for this one. So guys, when you analyze, like, make sure that you cater for the weeks, like, so that you are not caught on those false breakout and stuff, you know. So let me dive to the 60-minute time frame to see what does the 60-minute time frame tells me. I'm now working on this on this area over here. Oh, guys, forgive my drawings. I don't know what's happening with my drawing brush now. So we are now working on this third touch over here. We are now working on that third touch. So we're gonna see, like, we're gonna be looking on how we got there. Like, are we still going all the way to the upside, or we are reversing from this area over here going to the downside? So someone might take something of this nature over here and take his or her trend line from this area over here and something of this nature and say, okay, Nasdaq is still inside the structure. We are not yet going looking for the selling opportunities until what? Until it broke out of a structure. Which, if I try to cater for something of this nature, it seems like it can make sense, but this is not what I'm trading. But as you can see, the structure, guys, it does not make sense. It does not make sense. But I'm not saying it's not possible for it to make to happen. So I'm gonna remove all the drawings. I'm gonna remove the drawings and show you what I saw on this one. Possible moves, clear possible move, and keep it simple. So this is what we have. This is what we have on US30 on our third touch. This is how we got to our third touch. As you can see, guys, we might still have some, like, we still have looking for those, like, a little push to the upside. We might still get those buys, like, pushing a little bit to the upside, giving us a clear third touch again on our mini ascending type of structure inside and ascending, and still dropping from that area, you know, getting to that continuation pattern somewhere over there as our confirmation that we are now looking for those buying opportunities, selling opportunities, I mean, and still getting to our trend line over there. So something of this nature might also happen on US30. So this is exactly what I'm looking for when the market opened. Like, for market to at least push up to the upside, a little bit to the upside, and when it get to that area, I'm gonna be looking for that risk entry over there. If I get 1 hour trace candle over here, or any sell signal candlestick over there, I'm gonna take a risk entry, which I'm gonna have something of, let me say, if I take it over there, let's see, my stop loss is just gonna be above over there, especially on the 1 hour. The first TP obviously is on the 90% rule of the mini structure over here, which is already 3%. When I'm looking to overall take profit, not even overall, but the second take profit over here, which I'm looking for 7.5, not even 7.5, but 7.93% over here, which is also something else, you see. And for in case if you don't get that first entry, you might also utilize for something of this nature, getting that first continuation pattern after the breakout of a structure, and putting your sell stops over there, and then you still have your stop loss just above the continuation pattern. Let me just do this. Then we are looking at, let's see, 5.96% over here. See, it's still something else. So US30 for selling opportunities, this is the first scenario that I have with US30. So let me remove the drawing, guys, or let me just hide them so that I can remember what I focused it over there. So this is the first possible scenario that can happen over here. So what if we get the sales early? If I try to do this, let me show you. If I try to cater for this ones and make them small, so what I'm gonna be looking for is some sort of a continuation pattern over here, a very tight flag on the 1 hour, especially on the 1 hour tight flag is gonna be the one that is confirmed for me to take the sales over there. So guys, I'm not gonna use the drawing brush because you can see how it does, like when I try to draw. This is what also what I'm gonna be looking for. Remember, like we're still looking for it to come all the way to the downside. I can be looking for some sort of a hover. I hope you guys know what is a hover. If you don't know, you can also comment below so that I can explain what is a hover. Like if you can get something of this nature, a continuation pattern over there, I'm gonna be more than happy to take this one also, as it's gonna be something that is confirmed, and I'm gonna just utilize patterns when I get to that area, and I cater for something of this nature. I can say something of this nature already happened. So something of this nature can also happen on US30 if we get the sales early. For me to take the sales early, I'm gonna wait for that thing to happen. If I don't get that thing and the market just keep on continue pushing to the downside, I'll see how it goes to the downside. But I'll keep on upgrading you on my Telegram group for the course of next week to see. So for buying opportunity scenarios, let me see if we can get some sort of any buying opportunities over here. If I do this, if I cater for this area over here and just try to play with my price action, guys, I can't see any buying opportunities over here unless the market just decide to like destroy all my trend lines over there and give me a clear like some sort of an impulse, those clear pushes that break above my structure over here and giving me that continuation pattern to show that we are now going to the upside. That's when I'm going to change my price on this one. But besides that, I'm still going to be looking for those selling opportunities. If the market does this, that's when I can say, okay, now the direction has changed. Immediately when we form a continuation pattern over here, that's when I'm gonna, okay, now we are looking for buying opportunities, guys. We're no longer looking for selling opportunities once you get something of this nature. So beside that, I'm looking for selling opportunities, and remember the bigger time frame. So I hope you guys understand me on US30. For now, I'm gonna go to Ger30 to show you, I mean, what I also saw on Ger30. Okay, let me just maximize my screen. Okay, I'm gonna start analyzing Ger30 with you to show you what I already saw on this pair. As you can see, I already have some forecast over here. This is what I've been forecasting for. Like, I think I was analyzing it on Saturday. Yeah. So let me maximize my screen, and I'm also gonna go to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, guys, I'm gonna remove my drawings. So I'm gonna start first by doing what you guys know I do, creating my lowest low and my highest point. Okay, this is what we have, our highest point of the week over there and the lowest point over there. So for now, as you can see, we're gonna be working on where the market is. As you can see, we already have this some sort of a double top over here, a mini double top. I mean double bottom, a mini double bottom over here, a mini double bottom, which is also like some sort of supported by the candlestick over here. Let me show you the candlestick. The candlestick that support that this might also push to the upside. See, we have we first have some sort of a hammer over here, a lotus candle. This is not even a lotus candle. We had a hammer, two hammers over here. We can say this is what is that? A tweezer bottoms, yeah, the tweezer bottoms. I don't know what you guys call this candlestick. As long as you understand as long as you understand the psychology behind the formation of every candlestick, that is what gonna keep you in the game. Because if you know the names of the candlestick but you don't know the psychology behind them, is pointless. It's pointless to know for you to know the name, but to don't know the psychology behind the formation of the candlestick. So if I tell you the psychology behind this, two candlesticks just formed over here. As you can see, the first one, the blue one over here, hammer over here. The market, the sellers pushed the market to the downside over here, to this area over here. Let me just even cater it on the lowest low point. The sellers pushed the market over here, and once the market got to that area, that's when the buyers came into the market. As you can see on our left over here, the buyers got the strength to push the market to the upside. And again, when we got to that area, the buyers came again in the market and still pushes this one to the upside, and the sellers still can continue doing the very same thing, and the buyers came again, pushed this thing to the upside. So as you can see, this candlestick closed pushed by the buyers. We are now forming another candlestick pushed again, controlling by the buyers. So which we also can indicate some sort of a buying opportunities when we go to the lower time frames, but we'll see what is happening when we are on the lower time frames, because what we see on the weekly time frame is not something that is going to be happening for the course of next week. So on the daily time frame, this is what is happening. On the daily time frame, I'm going to cater for my key levels areas over there. Let me just even cater for this one over here. I'm going to cater for my what is that, those mini key level areas. This is our first recent lowest point over there on the daily, which you also have the recent lowest point over there. This is what we have. We had this fluctuation point over here, which we had a doji, a high test candle on the daily daily time frame, and we came back on the structure. Seems like the market is now rejecting again on the structure. But for us to take a sell on the structure, we're going to be looking for clear push to the downside and continuation pattern. So when I go to the 4 hour, let me just minimize. When I go to the 4 hour, I want to show you something that happened over here. I hope you guys know what is a evening star over here. I want to show what happened over here on our 4 hour. As you can see, we are having some sort of a mini double top over there. This one, I'm just gonna put it over there on the lowest point. So as you can see, guys, over there, let me just even like make them more bigger so that we had an evening star formation over here. We had an evening star formation over there, which indicate for us that we are now pushing to the downside, and we did push and got our first continuation pattern, which we are looking for. What we are looking for selling opportunities, because we already got an evening star formation over there. We got our first continuation pattern to show that we are now going to the downside, which we are looking for those selling opportunities on this pair until we reaches this low over there, and we'll see how we react when we go to that area. Let me see if I'm admitting or someone just. So as you can see, guys, we got the evening star formation over there. We get a clear push to the downside. We are now just formed a continuation pattern, which might also indicate a move to the downside over there. So let me just remove the drawings. That is a penny. So from now, guys, I'm gonna go to what is that, 1 hour time frame. I'm not gonna use the trends on this one over here, because as you can see, we don't have any pattern over there beside this continuation pattern that we have over there. So on the 1 hour time frame, this is what is happening on the 1 hour. As you guys can see, that's when we're gonna have those possible moves and probable moves. So let me just start by showing the possible. Let me just show you the possible moves. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, let me just cater it over there. This is just the pattern that we have over here. If I cater for this one, but this one is just the possible thing that can happen. I'm not looking for this thing to happen, but it can also happen, because I'm not gonna argue with the market. So if I cater for this previous higher high over there, I'm gonna have something of this nature, which I'm gonna be looking forward for a clear L, I'm sort of short sales over there. Short sales to this area over here, giving me a third touch on this trend line and a clear push over here. This is what I'm going to be waiting for. I'm going to be waiting for this thing, continuation pattern over here to confirm that we are now going to the upside. Or did I just do it over there? Let me just do this. Ish. Okay, to continue to show that we are still going to the upside. I didn't draw this one very nice. So this is what I'm going to be waiting for. I'm going to be waiting for like from sort of a clear push to the downside. Okay, when we go to that area, I'm just not gonna buy over here. I'm gonna wait for again a clear push to the upside, a continuation pattern over there. That's my first entry, which if I take this one as a buy, remember this is just a possible move, not what I'm looking for the course of next week. For the course of next week, I'm gonna be looking for selling opportunities. This is what can also happen. And obviously my first target is gonna be there, not then my stop loss just gonna be below this horizontal ray over there, which I'm gonna be looking for. Let me see, 3.75%, which is also something else, but let me remove it. So this is our first possible move that can happen on Ger30. Let me show you another moves that can also happen on this one over here. So if I cater for the recent touches and I take this trend line to that area, and I cater for this one like this, I can already see that we have a first impulse over here, and then we are now forming some sort of a larger flag, and some sort of this kind of a ugly structures, they end up forming some sort of a double top. What can happen over here? The market can push. Okay, let me take it. The market can push from this area over here, push all the way to the upside, giving us a continuation pattern over here, giving us a continuation pattern, and then still pushes over there, reaches, give us what? Give us a double top over here, and okay. After giving us that double top, come back inside our structure and still continue pushing to the downside. This is what can also happen on this one over here, which you're gonna take the bias. When you see this, once you see a continuation pattern on a third touch, on like once you see the market get into your third touch and you see a first impulse to the downside and if get the first continuation pattern, just know that that one has a high probable chances for it to play out. So that was our second scenario on this one for double top. So let me show you another scenario for not even getting to our double top. So if we see the market getting to this area over here, giving us a third touch on the structure that we have over here, then we're going to be looking forward for selling opportunities on the break of the structure. Or if you missed those selling opportunities, you're going to wait for a first continuation pattern on the 1 hour or 50 minutes time frame to confirm that we are now like going to the downside. This is what you can be looking for. Then you're gonna take your first entry on the break of the structure over here. So if you missed the first entry on the break of the structure over there, you're gonna also cater for what? You're gonna be looking for it on the first continuation pattern after the first impulse, which is gonna be this one. You're gonna cater for another sales over there. You're gonna get another entry over there to still continue pushing all the way to the downside. See, so this is what is can happen on Ger30. So besides that, guys, if we get the sales early, let me show you. If you get the sales early, if you get some sort of a continuation pattern over here, I'm not gonna leave this one and say no, what if it does that, it does that. If you get something of this nature over here, I'm gonna also take the sales over there. I'm gonna take the sales over there, and then obviously once the market moved from my entry, I'm gonna utilize break even. You know why I utilize break even early? So that when the market come to that structure for me, that another possible move that we had over there, it doesn't take me with a loss. It's not gonna take me with a loss. I'm still gonna be in the trade, you see. So it's gonna take me with break even over there, even if I'm gonna be looking some sort of a mini profits over there. So guys, I think I'm done with Ger30. I don't know if you guys understood me on this one, or should I explain it more? If you didn't understand, guys, please don't, like, you can comment below so that I can explain where you didn't understand, or if you guys understood. I'm ending the session right now, and thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it.